Deep in the jungle, the air was thick and heavy, the sun barely a flicker. Giant trees reached up, claws of light filtering through. This was a place untouched, wild, unexplored, until today. A small team pushed their way through. Their mission reached the heart of the jungle, their tool, a bright red tractor, a beacon in the green. Leading the way was Maya, fearless, determined. Her eyes shone with the thrill of the unknown. Beside her, strong and silent, was Omar. His weathered hands gripped the wheel of the tractor. He trusted the machine. Bringing up the rear, young and eager, was Adi. He couldn't believe his luck to be on this adventure. They were a team, united by their purpose, unaware of the chaos that awaited. The ground began to soften. The tractor lurched. Omar wrestled with the steering wheel. Then it happened. A heavy thud. The engine coughed, sputtered, died. Silence descended. The tractor was trapped, sunk deep in mud, a prisoner of the jungle. Panic threatened to take hold, but Maya wouldn't allow it. She took charge. "We need branches! Anything to give us traction!" Omar and Adi sprang into action, racing through the undergrowth, searching for anything to help. The jungle seemed to close in, watching, waiting. The air crackled with tension. Section 5. Nature's Grip. They piled branches beneath the wheels, pushing with all their might. But the tractor wouldn't budge. The mud held it fast, a relentless grip. The jungle seemed to be mocking their efforts. Sweat poured down their faces, muscles screamed in protest. Still, they refused to give up. Hope flickered like a candle in the wind, threatening to be extinguished at any moment. Section 6. Innovation and Frustration. Adi, his eyes bright, had an idea. He had been pondering their predicament for hours, the dense jungle around them offering no easy solutions. The team was exhausted, their spirits dampened by the relentless challenges they faced. But Adi's mind was racing, searching for a spark of innovation amidst the frustration. "We can use the winch!" he exclaimed, pointing to the piece of equipment that had been lying unused. It was a simple yet brilliant idea, one that could potentially turn their fortunes around. The winch, if used correctly, could help them navigate the treacherous terrain. "Attach it to that tree," Adi instructed, his voice filled with newfound determination. The team sprang into action, their previous lethargy replaced by a sense of purpose. They knew this was a long shot, but it was their only shot. Every movement was precise, every action deliberate. It was a long shot, but their only shot. They worked feverishly, securing the winch cable. The jungle seemed to close in around them, the thick foliage and oppressive heat adding to the pressure. Yet they moved with a coordinated effort, each person playing a crucial role in the operation. The engine roared back to life. The sound was a welcome relief, a sign that their efforts were not in vain. The mechanical growl echoed through the jungle, a stark contrast to the natural sounds that had dominated their environment. A sound of hope in the oppressive silence. The winch strained. The cable tightened, pulling with all its might. The tension was palpable, every creak and groan of the machinery a testament to their struggle. They watched with bated breath, hoping for a miracle, but the tractor remained stuck. Despite their best efforts, the mud held fast, refusing to relinquish its grip. The wheels spun helplessly, churning the ground but making no progress. It was a disheartening sight, a reminder of the formidable power of nature. Nature had won this round. The jungle, with its thick undergrowth and unpredictable terrain, had proven to be a formidable adversary. It was a humbling experience, a stark reminder of their vulnerability in the face of the natural world. Despair threatened to engulf them. The team, once filled with hope and determination, now faced the crushing weight of failure. Their faces reflected their inner turmoil, a mix of frustration, exhaustion, and a lingering sense of defeat. Yet, amidst the despair, there was a flicker of resilience, a silent vow to keep pushing forward no matter the odds. Section 7. A glimmer of hope. Deep within the heart of the dense jungle, where the canopy above was so thick that only slivers of sunlight could penetrate, there was an air of uncertainty. The rainforest, with its lush greenery and vibrant life, held secrets and dangers alike. Every rustle of leaves, every distant cry of an animal, added to the tension that hung in the air. Suddenly, a sound pierced the air, a distant call. It was faint at first, almost indistinguishable from the myriad of natural sounds that filled the forest. But there was something different about this sound, something that made it stand out. It was a human voice, echoing through the trees, carrying with it a sense of urgency and hope. Human voices. Could it be? The group, weary and worn from their ordeal, paused to listen. Their hearts raced with a mixture of fear and anticipation. Could these voices be the sign they had been desperately waiting for? The sound grew louder, more distinct, as if the forest itself was guiding them towards salvation. They shouted with all their remaining strength. Their voices, though hoarse and strained, were filled with a renewed sense of hope. They called out, hoping to bridge the gap between them and the source of the voices. Each shout was a plea for rescue, a cry for help that resonated through the jungle. Their voices hoarse but filled with desperation. The voices grew closer. The group could now make out individual words, fragments of sentences that spoke of concern and urgency. The realization that they were not alone, that someone was out there searching for them, brought a surge of energy and determination. A group of villagers emerged from the trees. Their appearance was like a beacon of hope in the vast, intimidating expanse of the jungle. The villagers moved with purpose, their eyes scanning the surroundings, their ears attuned to the cries for help. They were the lifeline that the group had been praying for, their faces a mixture of curiosity and concern. Salvation had arrived. The villagers' expressions reflected a blend of relief and determination. They had heard the calls and had come to offer aid. The group, overwhelmed with gratitude, felt a wave of relief wash over them. They were no longer lost. They had been found. In the nick of time, the jungle, with all its perils and mysteries, had not claimed them. Instead, it had brought them to the brink of despair, only to deliver them to safety at the last possible moment. The timely arrival of the villagers was nothing short of a miracle. The jungle had given them a fighting chance. As they followed the villagers along the narrow, winding path through the forest, they couldn't help but feel a renewed sense of hope. The dense foliage that once seemed so menacing now appeared to be a guardian, leading them towards a brighter future. The ordeal had tested their limits, but it had also shown them the strength of the human spirit and the power of hope. Section 8. Freedom's Embrace. With the villagers' help, the task seemed less daunting. More hands, more strength, renewed hope. They chopped down larger trees, used them as levers. Working together, they finally felt the tractor shift. Slowly, agonizingly, it began to move, inch by inch, until finally it broke free from the mud's grip. Cheers erupted, a symphony of relief and joy. They had conquered the jungle's challenge. Section 9. Reflections in the rear view. As they continued their journey, the tractor leaving the mud trap behind, they couldn't help but feel a sense of accomplishment. The jungle had thrown its worst at them, and yet, here they were, moving forward. The dense foliage seemed to part just enough to let them through, as if acknowledging their determination. A profound silence fell over the group. Each member was lost in their own thoughts, reflecting on the challenges they had faced. The jungle, with its towering trees and hidden dangers, had become a silent witness to their journey. The air was thick with humidity, but also with a sense of achievement. They had faced the jungle's fury and emerged victorious. The moments of celebration were brief but intense. Laughter echoed through the trees, a stark contrast to the earlier tension. They knew that this victory was not just over the jungle, but over their own fears and doubts. Their bond strengthened by the shared struggle. Each obstacle they overcame together had woven an unbreakable thread of camaraderie. They had learned to rely on each other, to trust in their collective strength. The jungle had become a crucible, forging their friendship in the fires of adversity. The jungle had tested them. Every step was a challenge, every turn a potential threat. The dense undergrowth and the unpredictable terrain had pushed them to their limits, but with each test they grew stronger, more resilient. The jungle was not just a physical challenge, but a mental and emotional one as well, pushed them to their limits. There were moments when they doubted themselves, when the weight of exhaustion threatened to break their spirit. But in those moments, they found strength in each other. A helping hand, a word of encouragement, a shared laugh. These were the things that kept them going. But it had also revealed their resilience. The jungle had shown them what they were truly capable of. It had stripped away the superficial, leaving only the core of their being. And in that core they found a resilience they never knew they had. They had faced the worst and had come out stronger. Looking back at the muddied clearing, they saw more than just a path they had traversed. They saw a testament to their journey, a symbol of their perseverance. The mud, once a hindrance, had become a badge of honor. It was a reminder of the challenges they had faced and the strength they had found within themselves. They knew they would never forget their 10 minutes of chaos. Those 10 minutes had changed them, had shown them the depths of their own courage. As they looked back, they realized that the jungle had not just been a challenge, but a teacher. And the lessons they had learned would stay with them forever.